is a story that's under-researched and not really talked about in Britain. Usually the narrative around colonization is looking at English-speaking countries, and Cameroon is both English-speaking and French-speaking country that has been colonized by Germany and then came under protectorate with the French and British government. But it's a story that's never really told in Britain, the story of Cameroon. I started doing this research when I came here to Liverpool. I started my job here as a lecturer in contemporary art and research curator at Tate Liverpool, and I sort of stumbled upon an image of a ship on which an American missionary had traveled from Liverpool to my family's village. So I became intrigued about this connection, and the village is still very much it's a green environment. So it's not a city. It's in a forest. So nature is still important today there. It started as a curatorial project. I see curating also as a form of experiment. So the first step was to commission an artist to come and document the process of exploring the forest in artistic term. And he decided to interview the elders. So the first film that visitors will see when they enter the space is actually something that came from the artist. So there's no strict methodology. Also, because my practice is also about considering decolonization and how we can think differently and research differently. So it's more speculative and intuitive as well. When you watch the film by Yvonne Gassam, who's a Cameroonian photographer and video artist, you can see that, first of all, the elders are telling the story. So the film itself is a way to preserve this history. And already 3 persons that were interviewed in this film passed away. So we recorded one of their last words. And also in the film you see the younger generation who don't know so much about colonization. So it's also the fact of having this conversation with them. We did one screening of this film actually in the village in 2023, and I'm planning to do more screening. I did one in Yaoundé as well at the French Institute. So it's something that's being shared in the village and in Cameroon as well. Britain is a diverse country. We can see in Europe there's more and more, so we're going back into time, back in time with nationalisms and sort of discrimination that's sort of becoming more and more present. And I think it's important both for the British people to have a sense of their history and why we're here, as black people. It's a history that needs to be told. The younger generation, they don't feel as pressured by the former colonial powers. But I think we always need to remain vigilant, because we can see, if you take the case of the United States, there is a sort of erasure. There are some powers who want to erase this history. There's a lot of knowledge that's being brought about, but there are also people who want to hide this history. So we need to talk about it.